Ooh, wait, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie BLT. So I was literally walking through the grocery store, not knowing what I want to eat, and then it came to me. It came to me when I saw these little mini pizza, whatever that says, crusts. Reading it backwards. Little mini pizza crusts. And I started thinking to myself, what if I took the wunderbot of having a pizza and the amazing feeling of eating a nice big fat New York strip, but also maybe having a little Philly cheesesteak action going on. And so this is what I'm thinking. Very simple. There's only going to be a few ingredients. I'm going to take these little mini pizza crusts. I'm going to open them out. I'm going to put cheese, peppers, steak, seasoning. What I'm going to use for seasoning is I'm going to use a little bit of red cayenne pepper. I'm going to use some mushroom and onion powder. And I'm going to use some buttery steakhouse. So literally seasonings are all on you. You can use as much as you want, as little you want. You don't have to use any at all. You can just put on all kinds of different seasonings or whatever you like. All you need is pizza dough, steak, peppers, cheese. I'm going to use white American because white American cheese is best when you're doing like a Philly cheesesteak, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll put mayo on the bread and do it all together and it's just amazing. But when you melt American white American cheese on something, it gives that same kind of texture and flavor. So it's really good. I got somebody working in there, so that's why, if you're wondering why I'm talking quiet, that's why it is. But this is going to be super simple. So the first thing is I got to cut my steak up. Now what I want to do is cut it really thin, right? Just like a Philly cheesesteak would be. But I want it still thick enough to be steak. The best part is I don't need to cook it because it's going to go in there, pop in the oven, which I'm going to put at 350, and it's going to cook from the inside. So it's going to be really well. I'm using raw steak on this because it won't remain raw. But I'm going to start cutting that and I'll show you where I'm at. Hold on. So with a New York strip, you have this beautiful layer of fat in the back. When you fry these up, the fat gets soft and it's really good to have on there. On this type of thing, you don't want the fat. So what I'm going to begin to do is I'm just going to cut away that layer of fat and give myself a nice plank. Hold on. All right, so with the layer of fat cut off, I'm left with this nice big fat piece of steak. So what I'm going to do now is cut it this way and then make strips going that way. Hold on. All right, so I want to give you an idea of what I'm cutting here for thickness. You can see it's thicker than normal Philly cheesesteak steak, but still thin enough to where it's going to cook all by itself on the inside. Now you could go out and you can buy yourself Philly cheesesteak steak, and it's already, you get shaved steak, but it's really thin, and I like to do it my way. When I bite into it, I like it to be meaty. So this is why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to cut that up, and I'm going to keep on going. All right, and just like that, I have a big stack of shaved steak. That's going to be wonderful. So now what I'm going to do is just preheat the oven at 350. All right, so make sure you have something that you can put into the oven. Something that you normally bake a pizza on would be really good. I just lightly greased it with a little bit of butter spray. So now I'm going to crack open this guy. And I don't have fingernails, so it's always a pain in the butt for me. You know, it's always a pain in the butt. There's always something. But let me see if I can't get this thing popped open. This usually takes me a minute because I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible at opening these stupid things. All right, here we go. I think I got it. I think I can. All right. Look at that. Ooh, oh, there you go. All you got to do is give it a little squeeze. Boom, it pops right open. So now let's see how they take these out. So basically this is going to be your little pizza crust, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. I'll take out just a few for now and see how it goes. So what I want to do is I just want to use my fingers. I was going to start it, but now I'm just going to go. Use my fingers, and I'm going to knead the dough in a circle. You don't need to get all fancy and throw it up in circles, or throw it up over your head and try to catch it. I'm just going to knead it, pull it, stretch it until it's got an even consistency all the way around, so even thickness. All right, and once that's done, I'm just gonna lay it down on my pizza pan and push it down with my fingers, and I'll show you what that was like. Hold on. So I'm just gonna do a few more of these just like this, and I'm gonna actually fill the entire thing and put them down, and I'll show you. Basically what I did is I just take my fingers and, you know, press it out and smooth it, give it a nice little lip there, and that's how it's going to look. So from here, what I'm going to do, and I'll do all the rest off camera because you don't want to sit there and watch that happen. From here, what I need to do is open up some cheese, and I get the deluxe. Ooh, it's so deluxe. But instead of the cheap prepackaged stuff that comes, you know what I mean, where you peel open the plastic. I like this kind because it's usually better. So I'm just going to open this up and get me a piece of cheese. And what I need to do, I think I got two here. No, I do have two. All right, so what I need to do is put this down, but I want to make sure that I'm not going over the edges. So I'm going to break my cheese down to fit inside this dough, and I'll show you once I have it. I can just rip it up a little bit and stick it that way. Whatever you do, just as long as you get your cheese on the inside without overlapping the outside of the dough. So it's going to look like that, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my peppers, and I'm just going to lay some peppers on top of the cheese. How much or how little is up to you. Oh, they smell so good. They smell so good. So just like that, I have peppers on there. Now I'm going to take a couple pieces of steak. You don't need to go crazy with the amount of steak. I'm probably just going to put 3 pieces on this first one, so it looks just like that. Now, I've never done this before. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. So if I say this is what you want to do, I don't freaking know. But now I'm just going to add my seasoning. So I'm going to throw a little bit of cayenne on there and some steak seasoning on there. Oop, don't want to use that end. And oh, that's nice. And then some, I keep opening the big part, like I'm going to pour it all on there. And then my mushroom and onion. So now what I need to do is figure out how I want to fold it. So I'm actually going to just bring you guys down here with me, and we'll see it together. So this is what I'm left with. So I could just leave it like that, but I really want it to be more of a roll. So I'm going to open it up and spread it out. And now what I want to do is I want to tuck. See, I could use less steak now that I'm trying to figure this out. I could use less steak per, or maybe, who knows. This is going to be good. But I want it to be completely engulfed. I want this one to be wrapped all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pinch the ends. Just like that. So I've rolled it. And I'm going to pinch it. Wherever I folded is going to be pinched. All right. So now I'm going to take that. And I'm just going to lay it down. Right there. That's Philly cheesesteak in a pocket. That's Philly cheesesteak in a pocket, boys and girls. All right, so now I'm going to continue and do the rest. Hold on. All right, so I finished rolling them up. Oh, got a little butter spray on there. And I even sprayed a little butter spray on the top so they get nice and golden. So all I'm going to do is just throw them right in the oven at 350. And we are going to let it bake until it looks done. Okay, so I'll let you know about how long that takes. All right, so with the leftover steak fat and just a couple of little pieces of steak that were left over, I cut them up, put them in a frying pan with the peppers and the spices and a little bit of cheese, mixed it all up. This is what you do with the extra leftover stuff. All right, so it's 12 minutes in. The dough has risen really nice. It's looking good. I found out as I went, I could stuff more in there. So I put more peppers and more steak in some of the latter ones. So some will be bigger than the others, but you could definitely fit more than 3 pieces of steak, especially depending on how you cut your steak, or if you use shaved steak. You could put a bunch in there because that dough is really going to stretch. And then you pinch. If you overstuff it, it'll let you know because the dough will rip because it's going to stretch too thin. If it starts ripping, you put too much in. Don't do that. So it's pretty simple, but they're almost there. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. I just opened it up and checked them out. They are nice and poofy, and they're firm, but they're not browning yet. So what I want to do is just leave them in there until they finish browning. As a matter of fact, come with me. I got the light on so you can see what they look like in there. Mighty, mighty nice. I can even do this. But you can see I'm just waiting for them to brown. Some of them I didn't pinch hard enough down there. Those are the ones that I probably overstuffed. The ones in the back have not had the cheese explode yet. So you can obviously tell they're doing really good. Maybe using like real butter on the top would help them brown a little nicer. But I think that's gonna turn out really good. If you know what pizza crust looks like, just wait till it looks like that. They'll be done in a second. All right, so I just had a really good idea. They're just about done. Cheese is everywhere, but they're just about done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt some butter, some real butter. I'm gonna take my brush, and I'm going to brush butter across the top. I could eat them as is. I'm pretty sure they're cooked all the way through, but as pizza crust, you want it a little bit more cooked. I guess you're the only way to say it in layman's terms. But I want it a little darker. So I'm just going to put a little bit of butter on there, spread it around the top. This is going to brown it a little bit more, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take some garlic and herb, and I'm going to make the outside kind of like a garlic crust. And this is going to make it even just that much better. So with the butter on there, literally that'll take probably 2 to 3 minutes to make right. It'll finish darkening the pizza crust, and it's just going to give it a little bit more flavor with the garlic. And I'll show you. So look at the cheese. So look at that. So that's going to be really, really nice. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes because they are browning very nicely. Oh my goodness. Check that out. It looks really nice, but now's the test of tests. Got to cut into it to make sure that the dough is all the way cooked through. I know everything else is going to be cooked. See if there's any cheese left inside. And the good thing is the cheese is going to be flavored all through this thing anyway, so it really wouldn't matter. But let's see. Let's check the dough. The top and bottom. That cut open real nice. The dough is looking. Ooh. All right, so there's definitely enough cheese in there. The dough is cooked, browned on the bottom, browned on the top. It's cooked all the way through the middle. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's really good. Doing the garlic on top. Oh, great idea. So look at this. Look at that. This thing is delicious. Look at that cheese just oozing out of there, all the juice. Let's get a nice hunk of steak. Now I could let it cool down and then just use my hands like an animal. But right now, wow. Oh my gosh, if you like Philly steak and cheese, which I do, using a New York strip instead of some cheap, I don't know, whatever it's going to be made of, shaved steak. Out here, that's one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had. That is, man, you got Super Bowl parties coming up. You got just regular football day parties coming up. You got, I don't care what it is, birthday parties, quinceañeras, anything. Holy crap, that is amazing. So this is what happens when I walk through the grocery store without a clue what I want to eat. I just get creative, and I'm pretty sure there's got to be 1,000 people who've done something like this already, but I haven't seen it. So, this one's mine. Damn, that's good. Wow. Just like an animal. That is so super nice. So the pocket works. Hot. Burn my face off. Oh, guys, try this. I kid you not. Cutting the steak a little thicker than shaved steak. Wow, what a difference. This is going to be my new favorite way to do Philly steak and cheese. I'm glad I was hungry. That's it for this one. I'm going to mow down I'm going to eat like a fat dude, man. I'm telling you, I'm going crazy. These are delicious. I'm Donnie all day. Until next video.